Hello, my name's Chris. That was me switching the camera on there. I'm my own technical operator and everything. I am 62 years old, and in lockdown I decided to get the guitar that I'd had for 30 years, something like that, out of the wardrobe and do something with it. So I looked at some of the lessons, the beginner's lessons, which are excellent, by the way, and I recommend that you do that. This is about a couple of things that I've learned in my practice to learn some chords and then to apply those chords and basically practice changing the chords. So before we go any further, let me. I've got to be totally honest with you. Yes, I am reading. I'm reading something that's placed just above the top of the laptop there. Otherwise, I'll go off at tangents and I'll be here all day, and you'll just switch me off. So that's that. Okay, first thing, keep your guitar in tune. Get a tuner. Go to your music shop. I'm moving over here. This clips on and off. And if I show it to you there, it switches on there. Others are available. And if I give that a quick E, can you see? Let's do that again. Moves over into the green zone there. And I've got something like an E string. Keep your guitar in tune. Not only, obviously, it sounds better, it goes without saying, but if it starts to go flat or you'll just think, what am I doing here? It just sounds awful. Keep your guitar in tune. If you can get a strap and it fits on your guitar, do, because then if I reach over to operate my camera like this or something, I've still got my guitar. I've less chance of dropping it or damaging it. Remember that you're doing this for you. Please remember this is you. You're not doing it for anybody else. And so if you're not doing the right thing to get a chord, but nevertheless you've got somewhere near that chord, that sound, then that's fine. I've got a nephew who's a professional musician, and he says, you know what, Chris, I cheat all the time, but the audience doesn't hear it. They hear what they want to hear, and every musician is the same. Do it for you. 10-minute burst, 10 minutes practice, because it hurts pressing your fingers on these wire cutters, these wire cheese cutters, if you will. A brief glossary of terms, then, a brief sort of explanation of what we're talking about. I used the word chord a minute ago. Just think of a chord as two or more strings played at the same time. So if we take a C chord, which is quite a common chord that you'll hear a lot of, that was several strings all played at the same time. It was a chord. That's what we mean. You'll hear words like minor and major. Don't worry about that. For example, here is A minor, and here's A. Notice I didn't say A major. A major is A. A minor is A minor. You'll hear musicians talk about A, and that means A major. So that's technical as I want to get on that. Frets. When we talk about frets, these are frets, these things that go at right angles. They're mounted on a board, and the board on which the frets are mounted is called the fretboard. Hey, what about that? Bit of technical there for you. When we talk about playing at the first, second or third fret, we mean playing in this area. So this, from there to there, is our first fret. From there to there is the second fret. So whilst that is indeed the second fret, when we talk about, finger at the second fret, we mean in the area. The strings are, obviously they're lettered, and the way I learnt was Eddie 8 Dynamite Goodbye Eddie, EADGBE. They're numbered though. When we talk about the numbers, they go 1, 2, 3, 4, up in numerical order from the bottom of the guitar to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That really will do us for the sort of technical things. One final thing, get your fingers as near right angles as you possibly can. If I get myself a bit upside down there, get right angles to the strings, because then you'll know you're playing the string. It'll take practice. Don't let your finger come down here, because you'll play two strings. You might even mute one of them out. You won't get any, just not get the satisfactory sound at all. So practice getting your fingers at right angles to the strings, or your fingernails at right angles to the strings. Let's get straight into it. I benefit more from my practice if I feel I'm doing something, if I feel I'm actually playing something. So it's a little thing that I learned from Hit the Road Jack, the famous Ray Charles song, and it's 3 chords. Remember what the chords are? 2 or more strings played at the same time. 3 chords, but it goes into 4 bars. A bar is an amount of strumming or playing that you in strumming the guitar. As you'll see, we're going to do that. That was a bar for our poses. That was a bar. We might go. So whatever we do before we change to the next chord, repeating the same thing. So let's just get a little bit more advanced. So we go from Nick Lowe's "Cruel to Be Kind." Right, so that was a bar of C, and then a bar of E minor. So that chord that we play before we change is that'll do us for now. That's the bar of the chord. Okay, let's get into it then. So we're going to go to the A minor chord. So let's get that as near to the camera as I can. So to the A minor chord, we're going to go onto the 2nd string up, and we're going to get our index finger. I'm going to put it on that string at the 1st fret. Okay. Take our middle fingers. You practice this, you'll find it easy to put your middle finger down first. And we're going to put our middle finger on the 4th string at the 2nd fret, and then our ring finger is going to go on in the same fret, but a string down. Okay, so you've got that, and that, and it sounds something like that. Then all we're going to do is we're going to hold our fingers in that shape. We're just going to move up a string each. So each of our fingers moves up a string. So we're now, whereas our index finger was on the 2nd string, it goes up onto the 3rd. Our ring finger goes from the 4th to the 5th. And our middle finger goes from the 4th to the 5th. And our ring finger goes from the 3rd to the 4th. So we've started there, and we're saying the same frets, and we've gone up a string, and it sounds something like that. We talked about cheating. We're going to do what I call my cheating F chord. I don't know if it's F6, F7, F anything. I just call it my cheating F chord because I do it with 3 fingers. And all we do, we go from E, and we stay on the strings, but we move along a fret. Right? Do that again. We stay on the strings, same strings, but along a fret. To break it down, index finger onto the 3rd string, 2nd fret, middle finger, 5th string, 3rd fret, ring finger, 4th string, 3rd fret. So we've gone from A minor, then we've gone up a string, and then we go along a fret. When we've done that, we go back to the E again. So we just slide back, just as we slid that way, we slide that way. Okay? And it sounds hopefully half right. Okay, we played 3 chords, and we played a bar of each. We played each chord once. We started there, we moved up a string, we moved along a fret, and we moved back along a fret to where we came from. So that again. Speed will come. It doesn't come to me necessarily yet, but it will come. Just practice the chord and practice the change. That's all this is about, is identifying the A minor, E, cheating F, back to E. We're practicing chords and chord changes. Bit more practice with a bit of luck, and bear in mind whatever I do here you're going to see. I'm not holding anything back, there's no editing here. If I make a cobblers of this, that's what you're going to see. you get a little bit more confident, and again, if I get this wrong, you're going to see me get it wrong. So what we did there was we started off with one strum. Don't go as quick as that. That's not how the tune goes. You don't have. There's no time trials here. Then we did 2 down strums, and then we got cocky, and we came a cropper, didn't we? Aye. We tried to do down, down, up, down. So, but it'll do just do that, and when you're happy with that, then progress onto the 2 down strums. When you're happy with that, progress onto the down, up, down. Like not that. Alright, that'll do. That's 11 minutes and 4 seconds. That's all. Just do that 10 minutes a day. And then after a couple of days, try and get it a bit quicker. If I do another video, if I do, we'll talk more about other, maybe the same chords, but a different tune that you can do all together as well. But I think that'll do for now. You've heard and seen quite enough of me. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, and good luck. Thank you.